Tonight, due to the leadership of Senator Larry Young, the National Action Network Greater Baltimore chapter is having its monthly meeting. But of great importance tonight are a couple of things that are happening. One is tonight is the last evening to actually purchase your tickets to go on the bus trip into Washington, D.C., where we're celebrating and commemorating the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. So Senator Young has some outstanding young ladies here to come and get your tickets, purchase the tickets from them, and they'll give you the ticket. Also, he has the police commissioner, the new Baltimore City Police Commissioner. Is coming here to Larry's monthly meeting, and I'm very humbled that Larry has asked me to present a PowerPoint presentation that I created back in January, and it's called 1963, the most tumultuous year in the history of civil rights. And what it is not only videos, it's pictures, as well as music that happened 50 years ago. And very surprisingly enough, there were many, many things that happened 50 years ago that led up to the March on Washington, and then a number of things that happened even after the march. So this is the monthly meeting of the National Action Network, and it's a normal thing that Larry would have a number of things going on at the same time. Of course, when we go to the march, we want to talk about the Trayvon Martin case. We want to speak out very vehemently about stand your ground. We think those laws need to be changed all over the country. We're also going to talk about the Supreme Court and them basically undoing a part of the voting rights protections. We want to make certain that every state does not experience what Florida has done, what North Carolina has done today, what Texas has done. And that is they basically have gone back 20, 30 years and made more stringent the right to vote and how you actually go about voting. So this March on Washington, it's going to talk about health, it's going to talk about Obamacare, it's going to talk about unemployment, it's going to talk about jobs. It's going to be a plethora of issues because there are going to be literally thousands of organizations coming to basically express their concerns. We just encourage everyone to get very active in your own communities. If you're not registered to vote, register. If you're a former felon, there's a likelihood you may be able to register to vote. We're just saying that everyone needs to get actively involved, and we want to thank Senator Larry Young and the National Action Network for having this event.
Now, Doc, the march is set for August the 24th.
August 24th, which is a Saturday.
In Washington, D.C.
In Washington, D.C.
So in a lot of respects, it'll be reprising the historic.
That is correct. And what will be a little bit different this time is not only will it go to the monument, but then it will actually leave and walk over to the Martin Luther King location. So it should be a very exciting educational event. We encourage especially our parents to bring young people there because this is very educational. As many of us know that did not go to the march 50 years ago, it's something you don't want to miss. You don't want to say 10 years from now, I should have gone. If you're healthy enough, if you can have the finances to get you there, please go to the March on Washington 50th anniversary.
Now, the information for this, among other places, would be the National Action.
The National Action Network, both nationally, the website, www.nationalactionnetwork.net, nationalactionnetwork.net. Of course, you can call here, the National Action Network locally. You can call Senator Larry Young. We just tell folks get actively involved, whether it's the NAACP, the SCLC, the Urban League. Just get actively involved in something. It could even be your own community organization. Get involved.
I noticed the coalition supporting the march is very wide.
Very wide, and we're real pleased with that. And there would be some organizations that not necessarily would fall under the same banner of the National Action Network. And that's what's important. We can't always agree on everything, but we find for the most part 85 or 90% of the issues we all agree on. So we must come together to fight and help one another.
So this is going to be a big day, a historic day.
Historic
People
day.
Don't want to miss it. You said don't stay home.
You don't want to stay home.
I'm doing something
That's right.
else.
You want to be able to say I was
August the 24th.
August 24th,
Washington, D.C.
Washington. And buses for the most part are going to be leaving anywhere between 7 and 8 a.m. I'm pretty certain here at New Shiloh location it would be 7:30 a.m. And buses will probably come back to Baltimore around 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So it is a good healthy day. We want you to eat right. If you have any special medicines, make certain you take those medicines and bring whatever prescriptions you need with you. Don't leave them home because we don't want any accidents to happen while we're there.
Now, Doc, I noticed that Martin Luther King's son,
Martin
one of the
Luther III.
speakers, so we're going to be, you got the agenda that you're talking about, but also honoring the memory of Dr.
Of
King.
Dr. King. There were some great things done, and we're happy to say some of the messages that King gave you was here this evening. The message from the Birmingham jail, the eulogy that he gave when the 4 little girls were killed.
Anything else, Tom?
No, just want to thank you, Bill, for always covering this. And if we give any credit and get any praise to anyone, we give it to Larry Young and, of course, New Shiloh that always holds the event.
Yeah, New Shiloh and the pastor here, who's a great man.
Harold Carter Jr. is following in his footsteps of his great dad. And we just thank this church. Whenever we need to do something, New Shiloh is always there. And I tell folks, if New Shiloh is there, that means Larry Young put it together.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Thank you.